Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping by today. This should be a real treat, but this is another monster beer. This is the Bruery's Sucre, S-U-C-R-E. It's an old ale, but it is a blended ale, I'm pretty sure of, and this is a whopping 16.9%, almost a 17%er. I don't know what it is, but here lately we've been getting our hands on quite a few of these bigger beers. So it's appreciated. Dave, thanks a bunch for sending me this one. I have not had this before, so I'm looking forward to this. This is a monster beer in a monster bottle. This is the 750 milliliter. Definitely enough to share, and that's what I intend to do. Let's go see what the commercial description is for this. It says, May is our anniversary month, and we are excited to release Sucre, our 6th anniversary ale, this week. This beer is brewed in the English-style old ale tradition, using our house Belgian yeast strain, and then blended using the Solera method, where a portion of each of our anniversary ales is saved in our barrels and blended in with next year's production, providing more complexity and depth of character that comes with age. So, monster beer for the evening. Food pairings for this beer. Cheese of the buttery brie gouda Havarti Swiss, and glass-wired pint Becker Nonic tumbler snipped oversized wine glass. I'm going to use a double glass, and this beer can be cellared for long periods of time. I've had it for several months now, so I think it's time. It's a nice chilly evening out tonight. Supposed to get down in the single digits by in the morning. So as far as the wind chill goes, so figured it'd be a nice warming beer to have on such a cool, cold evening. So I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about on this one. The brewery's out of Placentia, California, and I'm going to end up having to take my knife. This is a wax dip top beer here. So let me see if I can cut away some of this wax before we can get into it. Maybe we can get some of this off without peeling off little bitty pieces of this beer. Of this wax. I'm not having a whole lot of success with it though. Maybe I'll just do a little slice across the top here. That'll get us into it a little quicker. As you guys know, I'm not a big fan of this wax job, but a lot of these breweries like to decorate the top of these beers, and I've heard people say that, oh, it's to keep the air from getting in. Well, it's a carbonated beer. The air's not necessarily trying to get in. The carbonation is trying to get out. So, and I was told by one of my subscribers that the best way to get these caps off, since this is a bigger bottle and a bigger cap, instead of doing it this way, to do it reverse. So let's give that a try. That worked out really well. And there's a piece of wax. I don't want that to get down into the glass. There's another piece on this side. I don't want to get down in there. So that's the biggest problem, is trying to keep the foil and the wax from getting down into your beers. Alright, let's give this a pour. And I'm going to pour it down the middle here. And that's all we're going to, well, I'll pour just a tad more. Save half of it for the other half. Put that around where y'all can see the label on the front there. About a finger of head, maybe a tad more on that pour, and it is a brown color. And I am getting a little bit of light through the outside edges, but it is pretty pretty brown and murky. A lot of bubbles streaming up looking at it, reinforcing the head, but I don't think the head, with a beer this big, I don't think the head's going to stick around very long. What do you think, guys? Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Let's give a nose on it and see what we got. Definitely getting the bourbon. This is a bourbon barrel aged, and the writing on this is very small. Unfiltered, Anno 2014 anniversary, 100% ale aged in bourbon barrels. Contains alcohol, it says, and on the side of the label it says 16.9%. But it's got the year right here of 2014, and for a beer of this size and this style, that's basically all the information, dating information that we need on this style of beer. So, as you can see, the head is gone. It's not even covering the top of the beer now, just around the outside of the top there. So, but bourbon is the predominant smell. There's some dark fruit smelling in there, maybe some dates, raisins, or figs, or plums, or something like that. Yeah, it's a very sweet smelling, maybe even some candied sugar, molasses. The alcohol's there though, but the bourbon a lot of times gives you that false impression of big alcohol and vice versa. So, smells pretty good, so let's give it a taste and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Dave. Thank you, sir. Definitely big bourbon. For 16.9%, it's not overwhelmingly boozy. Definitely getting the dark fruit. The dates, figs, raisins, plums. The Belgian yeast is there. I love the bourbon taste in these beers when they bourbon barrel age them. That bourbon comes out and lends a nice quality to the beer in my taste. Like I said, I don't drink bourbon anymore, but just when I get these bourbon barrel aged beers, it's a nice, to me, it's a nice kick up a notch for the regular beers and stuff. So very nice, very sweet. Oh yeah, definitely a nice, I'm going to call it winter's evening, because winter's not even here yet. We're getting winter weather here in fall, but very nice. And I'm not going to lie to you, there is some alcohol tasted to it, but it is not overwhelming for an almost 17% beer. Very well made, very well put together beer. And these guys do a lot of sours and stuff too. That's basically a lot of the brewery stuff that I have seen that I can get my hands on around here. Or their sours. I've not seen this one and some of the other ones that aren't sours around here. Seems like we get a boatload of the sour beers that these guys do. And they are known for doing sour beers and doing them very well. Oh wow, that's tasty. I'm getting a little bit of vanilla in there. Maybe a hint of some coconut. Wow, a lot of stuff going on with this beer. And it's right out of the fridge at 40 degrees. So let's let it warm up and sip on it for a while, and I'll come back and do the final chug and grade and see where this one ends up. It looks pretty damn tasty right now, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little up here. Been sipping this for about an hour, hour and a half. The other half loved it. Anything with the bourbon barrel taste you love, especially with the big alcohol taste this thing's got. So, very tasty. Very complex. A lot of things going on with this beer. The dark fruit, the Belgian yeast, vanilla, coconut, plums, dates, raisins, bourbon. Very tasty. Very, very tasty. Dave, thanks a bunch for sending this one. This is definitely a sipper, not a chugger. Let's do the final chug. Very tasty beer from the guys at the brewery. I will tell you, there is some alcohol to this at almost 17%. It's not an easy drinker. It is definitely a sipper, but it is very complex. It's a prime candidate for cellaring this beer. You could sell this beer for 20 years probably, and it probably wouldn't hurt a thing. It would probably just get better and more complex. It's an unfiltered beer. Very tasty. A lot of flavors in this beer. Whole lot of flavors. Definitely a favorite of mine from the brewery. Wow. Very delicious. Very, very delicious. It's got 2014 on the bottle, so you know when it was put in there. And for this style of beer, that's all you need basically is what year it is, and it's on the label. You ain't got to hunt for it, or no code, or nothing digitized on the bottle. Very tasty, guys. I enjoyed this one thoroughly. It was very, very tasty. So I'm on the fence between a 9 and a 10. Since it's got the date on the bottle, I'm gonna give it a 10, guys. It's pretty damn tasty. If it didn't have that bourbon taste to it, I'd probably go with a 9. But since it's got that big, strong bourbon taste to it, and very, very tasty. I don't want to say easy drinking because it is a monster-sized beer at almost 17%, but a whole lot of stuff going on with this, and a very nicely well-made beer. So 10 for me on this one, guys. Let's see what everybody else thinks about this thing. We'll go over to Rate Beer, and Rate Beer says 96 in their world class category. Would not argue with that a bit. Like I said, if I was putting a numeric rating on this beer, it would be between a 99 and a 100. And I'm kind of on the fence and want to give the beer the benefit of the doubt. And since it does have the year on the label, and it's got the bourbon in there, so that's a big favorite of mine. I like it. I like it a whole lot. So the brewery, we've done several beers from them over the last couple of weeks, and I'm liking this brewery more and more and more. I've done a couple earlier beers and was not too pleased with what they had done, but they definitely got it going on with this beer. Nice Belgian taste with the yeast going on in there, the bourbon barrels and the bourbon taste, plus everything going on with the dark fruit and the flavors coming together. And this one was done back in May, I think. And here we are in the middle of November. Very tasty, very tasty. I loved it. I really did. Very nice. It's not something I would drink every day, but it's very nice for a special occasion or something you'd like to share with your friends. Definitely worth picking up. I don't think this is a very cheap beer. I think it's probably kind of on the pricey side, between 15, 20, maybe even more than that for a 750 milliliter bottle like this one is. So Dave, thanks so much, guys. I do appreciate you sending me this one. This was very tasty. I'm getting more and more into what the brewery is doing, so might step up to the plate and do some of their sours before too long. Over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says overall 100 and 99 in the style. So pretty impressive numbers from those guys over there, and they average those numbers out from what everybody says that's done the reviews before. So I would not disagree with those numbers whatsoever. I was right on the fence between a 99 and 100, and since they had the date on the bottle, I went on ahead and gave it the 10, which is the 100 as far as I'm concerned. So if you've had this one from the brewery, this is their Sucre S-U-C-R-E. Very tasty beer. Very, very tasty beer. I might even want to pick up another one of these and put it in the fridges downstairs and sell it for 5, 10, 15, maybe even 20 years. Not got into doing beer reviews for that quite that long yet. I don't think I've got anything downstairs that's probably got more than, I don't know, 5 or 6 years on them so far. So I can't think anything wrong with selling this beer for that long or even longer. So nothing that would take away from this beer if you want to sell it for 5 or 10 years or more. So with that being said, if you've had this one from the brewery, this is their Sucre S-U-C-R-E. Let me know what you think, guys, and Let's go see what's in the fridge tomorrow. Maybe we'll get another 10. See you then.